What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I recently read an article that talked about how Americans who are employed are actually safe from inflation. They're safe and secure from the real estate market. And they're pretty much safe from really anything in this world. But is that actually true? And I want to explain why my first thought was everyone's in denial of what could happen. Now, the first thing that came to mind for me when I read this was how employment is a safety net for inflation. And really, is employment a safety net for inflation? And right now, one of my questions was, how does being employed protect somebody from the real estate market? Well, let's address that. Because the next thing that came to my mind was the financial crash of 2008. If any of you guys remember this very well, you understand how people were losing jobs, people were losing their homes, right? Everything was changing. Gas prices were going up, right? A lot of issues. There were a lot of issues here. Now, I had friends that were in manufacturing, and they were fired due to the fact that we saw rising prices overseas. So not even something that was happening here in the US. It was something that was happening overseas. They lost their jobs because, aluminum was more expensive, gold more expensive, right? They're making, manufacturing parts for helicopters and planes and stuff like that. And a lot of them lost their jobs. I had family members who actually worked in the service industry, and they were let go due to limited customers coming in. I also knew many people that lost their jobs due to the fact that their company was restructuring and downsizing in a very difficult time. Now, this got me to really question the safety of employment. And is everybody in denial of what could potentially happen in the near future? Because what we're seeing today is we're seeing high gas prices. Inflation is still going up. It's expected to jump next month, which means we would be paying for it, well, this month, currently, right? And we know gas prices are going up. We know food is getting more expensive. As gas prices increase, everything else goes up as well, right? Buying an electric car, just in the past, I think, month or 2 months, it's gone up about $1,000. I was looking at a Tesla just the other day, and it's gone up about $2,500. Again, this car has been sitting for about a month, maybe a little bit less than a month. And when it was listed versus what it's listed at now, it's actually increased by $2,500. Not like I'm going to buy it, but I was just looking. Now, are Americans kidding themselves about their job and how this is a guaranteed income? And I think a lot of people are. Because do people truly believe that an employer would continue to lose money every single day for the good and the sanctity of their workers? Would they continue to lose money because the workers are happy? No. A good business would not do that. They would cut costs wherever they could. The biggest cost, biggest expense for a business, in most cases, is their employees. So that's usually where they cut first. Now, do workers think that for a moment that their employer will give them a raise just because gas prices are already rising? No, this isn't going to happen. And here's what you need to keep in mind, because this is where a lot of people are thinking, I got a raise, a few months ago, I'll get a raise again. Gas prices are going up. Now, that's not the way businesses work. You got a raise, let's say a month ago. Great. 2 months ago. Awesome. Here's the problem. We're continuing to see inflation. We're continuing to see prices go up. So you may have got that raise a little prematurely, because now the employer is going to get a good deal for you, because guess what? You're actually going to be working for less than what you should be making, right? So that's the other issue, is don't come in and think that, okay, I got a raise a month ago, I'll just ask for another one because, well, prices keep going up and I got to afford to live. That's not the way businesses work. And that's the struggle right now, is so many businesses are struggling that we could be really in denial that what we offer to the company is more than what we actually do contribute. So you just got to keep that in mind. Now, and I talked to a few people just the other day, and they really confirmed my thinking. One person said that he asked for a raise, and his boss said no because this would require him to give raises to all the employees that actually deserved it. And this wasn't feasible with their slim margins. Okay. Somebody else said she was actually let go from her job 2 weeks ago because their main supplier was having a difficult time getting products to them. So this doesn't have to do with her work ethic. This has to do with the supplier getting products. Again, has nothing to do with you. There's nothing you could do to fix that. But this makes me really go back to what I know. That's being in control of your own situation. And this is where I tell people, don't be in denial about what you can do. Don't be in denial about what you are able to do, the amount of money you could make. Because let me just give you a story really quick. I remember when I was first starting working for myself and working online. And I remember the first day I made like $1 or $2 or something like that. Very little money. And I thought, okay, I can do this. Then it was a little bit later, I made $6. I made a sale, right? A good sale, $6. I was all excited. And then I remember the first month when I made $1,000, I thought, this is it. I'm rich. Again, this was like 15 years ago, 16 years ago, something like that, right? It's been a little while since I started a business, since I started my first online business. But what you need to keep in mind is, then when I got $5,000, $10,000, I kept thinking, oh, this is really good money. What if I could make more? Then when I made my first $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, right? And again, things change. But that's what you need to keep in mind is as you're making a little bit more money, as you're doing better, you can always make more. You can always get more. So if you can control your own situation, and that's where starting your own business, right? Asking for a raise, and sometimes just doing simple things. And again, times like this, these times of opportunity, a lot of people say this is times of stress and anxiety and it's just uncertainty. But to me, times like this with high gas prices, high inflation, right? Unemployment is actually fairly low, right? All these things, a lot of job openings. To me, this is opportunity. This is where you can earn more money. You can find pretty much the best option for you moving forward. Okay? Do whatever it takes to move forward. This means no bad debt. Be heavy on assets, right? If you have debt on assets, fine. Right? Make sure you have money in the bank in case of an emergency. And I'm not talking about that emergency fund. I'm talking about when you see, Tesla dip to $600, you buy in. I'm talking about when you see a duplex go for like half price what it used to be selling for, you buy that. When I'm talking about a business that is just pumping cash, right? Has so much cash flow in it, and this owner's just liquidating it, you buy it. That's what I'm talking about. But let me ask you this. Have you started any of these things? Have you started saving money? Putting more money into assets, whether it's stocks or real estate or anything like that, right? Have you asked your employer to pay you more? Have you started a side hustle? All these things, great things. And if not, okay, now is the perfect time to start. Ask for more hours from your employer if they're not willing to give you a raise, because guess what? You can still make more money. You just got to put in more time. Again, start a side hustle. Start something that you really want to do. Sell items that you no longer need or want that will actually bring in some money. Maybe it's a trailer that you never use, a car or a motorcycle you never use. Maybe it's a bike you never ride, right? A cell phone that you had from 2 years ago that you don't use because you got the new upgrade, right? All these different things. TV that's in a room that you never go into. Right now, just be prepared of what could come, because honestly, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine and Russia. We don't know if Russia is going to come and try to attack the United States, and whether it's cyber or physically. Right? We don't know any of this stuff. We don't know if COVID is going to come just roaring back. We don't know these things. But it's because of the unknowns that you need to be prepared of whatever may come. And again, if this means getting your employer to give you more hours, pay you more, then that's just what you have to do. But because of this, because we never know when your employer may be required to just let you go in order to save the company from an overall collapse, right? You don't know these things. So this is why I'm just very serious about many people, millions of Americans are in complete denial of what could come because they're thinking, well, if it gets tough, we see COVID again, government's going to send us another stimulus check. Well, how much did the stimulus checks actually work the last time? Or if, all these companies decide to just lay off thousands of employees, are we going to see another $600 per week bonus on top of the state's unemployment benefits? No, probably not. Are we going to see an increase to SNAP benefits on top of the increase we already are seeing? No, probably not. And that's the issue, and that's where so many people are struggling, is that so many people, millions of Americans, are just in complete denial of what could come, and they're not prepared for it. And that's what I want to make sure that you guys are doing, is you are prepared for whatever may come. All right? So make sure you do that. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor. Be prepared for the worst. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. That is how we will get through this tough time. So again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.